striking faculty back to work, but running into roadblocks. Good evening. Back to work legislation tabled did not pass.
No, the NDP blocked it. The party's leader saying not so fast. She is going to take more time before she will agree to give it the green light. But time is ticking for students who have been in limbo for more than a month. We're going to hear from them in moments. First to Queen's Park, CTV's Paul Bliss standing by. Paul.
Ken, the NDP may have refused to pass this bill immediately, but the process is underway. And that means it's only a matter of days before the government can force an end to this strike and the students can return to class.
Why are you blocking this legislation? Why?
The government and the Tories are blaming the NDP for the whole mess. New Democrats refuse to support immediate passage of back-to-work legislation that would have ended the college teachers' strike.
At least agree to work this weekend to get the students back to work next week.
But all parties did agree to meet from 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. both Saturday and Sunday to debate. The bill should pass Sunday.
This is outrageously disappointing. This is cruel what they're doing to students right now.
The 5-week strike has left 500,000 students and 12,000 instructors worried the semester could be lost.
But the minister admits the semester won't be lost. In fact, students should be back in class by Tuesday or Wednesday, according to the college's council.
Here's the play-by-play. Saturday, the bill gets second reading. Sunday, the bill gets third reading and passage. Monday, faculty, deans, and management return to coordinate revised semester schedules. Tuesday or Wednesday, students likely back in class. The NDP leader argues the premier should have intervened long ago, and the NDP are just being prudent by opposing anti-worker legislation.
Nobody would sign a contract without even looking at it. Nobody would buy a car from a used car salesman, as was said earlier by someone else, without reviewing what that car looked like. I needed to look at the legislation.
Watching from the galleries, the head of the College Teachers Union. He's furious that the Liberals are playing the blame game.
That is one of the most egregious acts of political theater I've seen in a long time. The Liberals ought to be ashamed of themselves. All the NDP, I met with Andrea Horvath this morning. I said, we want the kids in school on Monday. We want students back. She does too. But there's got to be a process.
Smokey Thomas says the union took down the picket lines today. Plenty of political battling, but students should circle Tuesday, maybe Wednesday on their calendars as likely return dates.
The NDP opposition to this is really only delaying the return to the class maybe by one day, unless something changes over the weekend. College management told me today that they're cleaning the facilities, everything is getting prepared, so they will be ready when the back-to-work order comes. Live at Queen's Park, I'm Paul Bliss. Zoraida, we'll send it back to you.
Thank you, Paul.
Okay.
Well, students for the most part are supporting their striking teachers, but at the same time are concerned about their education. CTV's John Musselman is live at George Brown with reaction to the push from Queen's Park to end this, John.
Well, Zoraida, students always felt like they were caught in the middle of this labor dispute. Now they're just wondering about the day they will actually return to classes and what that will look like in terms of assignments and dates and rescheduling. It's been a quiet month inside the George Brown campus on King Street. The Student Center nearly empty today, but that should all change next week when students are expected to return to class.
They were finally relieved, like they are coming back on the track and they have started taking things up, like they've started doing their assignments.
I blame them for not settling it earlier, since they already knew that they were going to have a discussion. So why did they wait until we were in our school year to already start doing this? Is kind of ridiculous.
But it may not be business as usual. The union representing faculty members says instructors and students will need time to reorganize because of the condensed semester.
If the colleges, as they say, need to maintain academic control, then it's really up to them to provide the direction about how we're supposed to make up this work in each of those courses that we teach.
They've been in the middle of this two-sided negotiation, and they haven't had a seat at the table. So yeah, students are extremely frustrated, but I think relieved that they're finally getting back to the classroom on Monday if everything goes according to plan.
Students were shut out of class on October the 16th. Many here expressing frustration that it was allowed to drag on for more than 4 weeks.
For Kathleen Wynne to say, I'm just going to let it all happen out, for me, I feel like it's pretty calculated for the election next year.
I don't really like that they're going to force them back to work. I would rather have the CEC and OPSU work out the differences at the table.
One faculty member we spoke to today who didn't want to appear on camera says he has a lot of work to do to get organized and prepared for the return of students. Assignment dates will need to be adjusted and class time rescheduled because of the extended semester. So it's been a long month for college students right across the province, but the sense of relief is quite obvious here today. They know they are finally going back. Reporting live outside George Brown, I'm John Musselman. I'll send it back to you.
Thank you, John. So just to recap, the Ontario government tried again today to legislate striking college faculty back to work. The NDP moved to block that from happening. Without unanimous consent, the legislature will now have to sit on Saturday and Sunday to pass the bill. Students are expected to be back in class at some point next week. And to make up for lost time, the schools are extending the semester into the week of December 18th, with some colleges, like George Brown, finishing as late as December 22nd.